Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how you can take some wood veneers and turn them into amazing fingerboards like these at home using the Create Your Skate fingerboard construction kit. So let's dive right into it. So first thing first, we're gonna assemble the mold and the press, because like this it's gonna be hard to make a stable fingerboard shape out of it. So upon first opening of the mold, you'll see you'll have 6 of these bolts. You'll also have 6 wing nuts and 6 washers. And then you have the bottom plate and the top plate. So it is pretty straightforward. You take the bottom plate, which is the one that has the concave going like this, and you put all the bolts through them. After putting the bolts through, you'll see it starts to look like a better mold. Then you put the top piece on, the washers on every bolt. And after that step, you'd normally want to put the wing nuts on, but we're gonna wait with doing that because first we're gonna put a board into it to press. So you can take this off, make sure not to lose the washers on top, and you can put it aside for a minute. So the next step, when you order from their website, you'll have a few packets of wood. I'll be using the normal blank wood, but the most important thing is, you see, if you look at the wood, you have wood grains on it. These ones go from up to down, these ones go from left to right. It's important to use 2 wood grains that go from left to right and 3 that go from up to down, to ensure that the board has enough stability and strength. The pattern you'll use is one going vertical, horizontal, another vertical, another horizontal, and then end it off with another vertical. We'll be assembling the fingerboard plies with the wood glue provided by Create Your Skate. It's just regular wood glue to my knowledge, but it worked great. I also suggest putting some protective cover on your desktop or wherever you're gluing, because the glue can get everywhere. So, step 1, take one with the vertical grain, put some wood glue on, and go kind of in like a zigzag pattern. Just like this. Put the glue aside, and then with your finger you're just gonna rub it out. Rub it nice and open. Make sure every part of the wood is covered in glue, because you don't want it to get loose over time. It's better to use more glue than less glue, but just don't overdo it. So if you can see a nice white layer on top of the wood, you know you're good. See, there it is. After that, you put one of the horizontal pieces on. As you can see, this one goes from left to right. You press it on firmly, make sure there's no air in between, and then you repeat this step for all the rest of the plies, going from horizontal to vertical, and so and so. So after doing that, you put aside the protective cover, you take the wood, put it between the bolts, make sure it's positioned pretty evenly and pretty right. Put on the top of the mold, firmly press it, and start with the wing nuts. It's very important to go in a diagonal order, so the board doesn't get pressured more on one side than the other. This will ensure a nice quality of your board. So as you can see, I'm not tightening them down all the way yet. Also, the glue is not harmful for your skin, so you can touch it. And now the fun part, tightening everything down. What I like to do is just turn it around and switch bolts often. That way you get an even pressure point on all the boards. You can tighten them down pretty firmly, but just don't overdo it. And if you, for example, have some glue leaking out, just take a little napkin or do it with your finger. Just make sure it's kind of clean. And now we have to wait 12 to 24 hours to do the next step, which is drilling the holes and cutting out the board. And then you're pretty much done. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. So it's been about 24 hours since we last spoke. For you guys it's gonna be a few seconds, but the press is finally done pressing. The glue has dried. As you can see, there's some spillage, but that's no biggie. Very important, do not unscrew the nuts right now, because we still need to drill the holes for the trucks. So let me just take you with me to the drill. So the first drill bit we need is a 1.5mm drill bit, which is included with the toolkit from Create Your Skate. We're just gonna drill right into the 8 holes on the board. It's very straightforward, just make sure you don't drill into your table or anything. So just align the holes within the metal, start out slowly, until you feel it go through, and repeat for all the 8 holes. There you go, that's done. So now we can finally unscrew all the nuts and see our shape for the first time. And just make sure you don't lose the washers. And as you can see, we have a perfectly fine skateboard, rough cut. The layers are very nicely glued together, that's always nice. In case you have some air between one of the layers, you could always, after cutting it out, put some super glue between them. but I just recommend gluing it enough the first time you do it. It's very dirty with the glue right because I used a lot of glue, but we're just gonna clean it up. So let's just get the shaper out now and make sure the shape is good. So when you get the shaper, in my case it's 32mm, you take it apart and just stick it through the holes you just made. It might be firm at first, but just give a little push in. There you go. Put the bottom piece on, click it in, and then with a little pencil or a marker or whatever you like, just take the outline of the board, so that way we know where we need to cut or sand in my case. Everything I'm using to create the shape of the board is provided by CreatorSkate. They did not pay me to make this video, but I do recommend them a lot because I like how easy and accessible the tools are. So then you can take apart the shaper. It might be pretty firm to get out. You just wiggle it around a little bit. And as you can see now, it's starting to look like a nice fingerboard. The back as well. So now, the next part would be with a handsaw, cutting it out and then sanding it with a little sanding block. I've done that before. I'm too impatient to do that, so I got myself a sand belter. So I'm gonna use that to cut out the shape. Do not be frightened, you don't specifically need a sand belt. If you want to do it with common hand tools, you just have to take your time, have some patience, and just be very, very cautious around the round edges, because that's where you can screw up the most. But I'm gonna do it with a sand belter because it just makes more convenient. So let's go outside. So, after sanding the little fingerboards, you can see we have 4 of them over here. I sanded these 2 today. And you may be thinking the one we made in the video didn't have a colored ply on top. That's actually correct. That's with one particular reason. It's because I was too impatient to wait for the glue to fully dry. So when I started sanding it, I saw that the board was kind of flimsy. So this is just a little reminder that you have to make sure the board is dry enough before you start taking it out of the mold. But that's my problem. I can just teach you guys to just wait a little longer, just be sure it's dry, and then proceed with all the steps. So now there's only one step left to do, and for that we're gonna use something of the CreatorSkate toolkit. It's the 3mm drill bit included in the kit. And that's for the counter holes, the sink holes, so whatever you want to call them. As you can see, we have the holes in here. But if you try to put bolts through it, it's gonna stick out because it doesn't sink in. So that's why we have a 3mm bit. So you can use this piece that's included. You could also do it with a drill. I've done it with a drill, but I prefer doing it by hand because with the drill there's a bigger chance of messing it up. Then what you want to do is go right on top of the hole, start turning a bit, just like that. 1.5 layer, maybe 2, and just do that for all 8 holes. I am not putting pressure on the drill, I'm just letting it cut into it. And just like that, you have your sink holes in the fingerboard, and now it's ready to be skated. Just put some grip tape on it, put some trucks on it. That's basically how you make a fingerboard deck from beginning to finish. So the next step would be to put some grip tape on it and trucks and all. But I'm not gonna do that now because I just wanted to show you how to make decks, how to mold them. You can also put on some graphics on the back. I'm gonna do that in a separate video because I don't have the time right now to do it. But it's a fairly easy process. There's lots of YouTube tutorials on it already. Also by the CreatorSkate guys. They have some tutorials which are super awesome, by the way. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to subscribe down below. Leave a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. Leave some feedback. I want to know what I can do better in my videos. And I hope to see you guys next week, Wednesday, 12:30 PM Central European time for a new video. So see you then.